All right, let's dive right in. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down 3 smart marketing strategies from Coach Bank Superkit that could totally change the game for your business in 2024. And we're not talking about little tweaks here. This is a whole new way of thinking. Let's get to it. So, let me ask you something right off the bat. The marketing you're doing right now, is it actually built for today's world? Or is it kind of, stuck in the past? Back when you had to have a huge budget just to even play the game? We're about to look at a huge shift away from those old, expensive methods to something way smarter. Okay, strategy number 1. It's all about mastering the tools that are right in front of you, the ones that don't cost a dime. Here's the thing. Pretty much everyone is on social media, but almost nobody is using it the right way. And right there, in that gap, that's where you can win. I mean, seriously, think about it. Where is everyone's attention? It's not on TV commercials anymore, right? Or those giant billboards. It's in the palm of their hands, on social media, which makes these free platforms, without a doubt, the most important place for your business to be. But of course, there's a catch. And it's a pretty big one. The thing is, free for you also means free for every single one of your competitors. So just showing up isn't enough, not even close. You've got to be smarter, more personal, way more effective if you actually want to stand out from all that noise. Yeah, and this really nails the difference. See, the old way was just broadcasting, like a megaphone, just shouting your corporate message out one way. The new way, it's about connecting. It's a two-way conversation. It's ditching that stiff corporate voice for a real personal touch. And it's shifting from just thinking about paid ads to leading with value first. It's a completely different playbook, and it's why so many of the big guys are still totally fumbling the ball. And that whole idea of being personal, it leads us perfectly into our second big strategy, and this one is so powerful. Simply put, you are the brand. Because in today's world, trust doesn't come from a fancy logo. It comes from a real person. Look, I get it. Not everyone wants to be the face of their brand, and you don't have to be. But you need to understand this. Putting a face to the name, it's like a massive shortcut to growth. It's just human nature. We connect with other people, not with some abstract logo. And that's a powerful advantage a faceless company just can't copy. Now, this is a really interesting point, especially when you look at it globally. Here in the West, we're kind of trained to trust the label, right? We look for the official brand, the certifications, the whole corporate package. But in a lot of Eastern cultures, it's all about the person. Trust is built on personal recommendations from someone you know. That's a total game changer in how you think about marketing. And that right there, that is the secret weapon for every small business out there. You can build that one-on-one trust that a giant faceless corporation just can't. They're not built for it. This is your unfair advantage. This is how you win. So you're probably wondering, well, why don't the big brands just do this? It's because they're terrified. Their whole system is built around control. They're afraid someone will mess up the precious corporate identity. They worry an employee will get too big, become more famous than the brand itself. And their old school marketing structures are just too slow to adapt. All that fear, that's your opening. All right, so we've covered the where, the free tools, and the who, you as the brand. Now our third and final strategy is all about the when. It's about learning to see what's on the horizon and getting on that wave before anyone else, because sometimes being first is even more important than being the best. And check this out. This is a perfect real-world example from Coach Bank himself. Back in 2019, somebody told him that TikTok was going to be the next big thing. Back then, he had no clue what it was. I mean, most of us didn't, right? We just thought it was some app for kids dancing. But the people who were paying attention, wow, they got a huge head start. And just look at the explosion that followed. It went from this weird little niche app to an absolute global marketing giant that's now essential for business. The payoff for being early on that wave was just massive, absolutely enormous. They got to learn the platform and build an audience while everyone else was playing catch up. See, that's the magic of being early. You get to play around, to learn the ropes, to figure things out without all the pressure and noise. And by the time everybody else piles in, you're already way ahead of the game. You're the one they're looking to. Okay, so let's bring this all home. How do we actually put all this into a winning game plan? Let's boil it all down into something you can start using for 2024 starting right now. All right, here it is, your 3-step plan. It's really this simple. Number one, master those free tools. But remember, use them to connect, not just to shout. Number two, build your brand. Be the real, trusted person people want to do business with. And number three, ride the wave. Always be looking for what's next and jump on it before it gets crowded. And that really leaves us with one final big question. Because look, these strategies, they're timeless. They'll always work. But the platforms, the specific waves, they're always changing. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. What's the next big wave building just over the horizon? And are you going to be on it when it hits?